Hello.
Oh, some people are can be online.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Dennis' daughter's school is scared, so they're all
Oh,
home from
my
my
goodness.
school.
I heard one in New Haven, 100 students are in quarantine. I heard it yesterday on the news.
Good morning.
We're working on heating it up. Yeah, it somehow got to about 58 degrees when I came in this morning. So believe it or not, it's a lot better than what it was. So we have those two heating units going, and then I also have a space heater over here. So hopefully things will get better. We are a work in progress right now, but I appreciate your patience.
They got my mask on here.
Hi, Nancy, now we can see you. I can see you.
Hi.
Devin.
Am I on a big screen like the Biden Vladimir Putin thing?
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Devin.
How's the volume? Is the volume okay?
Did you get minutes?
Yeah, they're not a long time ago. I didn't know it again. Probably should.
I did email the minutes out after the November meeting, and John had made a couple corrections, so I just wanted to double check with everybody, and then I was going to email them the final version to Dorothy.
If you want, I can. I'm capable.
Did you have the agenda?
I have the agenda, yeah, I don't have.
Yeah, those you buy?
I don't know,
Oh, she revised it? Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
I can tell when you go. As soon as Devin did that.
Oh, okay, so that's the first. These are the new ones,
Yeah, those are all the new.
these,
Yeah,
so those are all good.
no, those are also new. That's November 8th. That's November 8th. They should be the same, yes. This is a different
I
font.
thought there was some edits. You know what the same,
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it's a different font.
Yeah, thank you.
It's just-
Yeah.
I don't know.
okay,
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
you gotta watch her.
Yeah, no problem.
Good morning, how are you? Well,
Sit down, we'll
sit down, we'll see if we can see you.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I can see you.
We can see you.
Yeah.
Wow, you could be like the shadow things there, right?
Man from beyond, right?
Well, we're still having fun. Does anybody here use a desktop planner?
We're trying to get rid of
All this crap.
And I don't remember what the edits were.
Devin, how long does your preschool have to be closed? You're on mute. I'm sorry.
Yes, no, that's okay. The kids have to stay home for 10 days. So
Really?
it was 14 days and they just changed it to 10. So, yep. It stinks. It's
Wow.
the, school started in September and it's the third shutdown that they've had. So
So this is one of the public school.
my daughter's at CCC, the Children's
Oh,
Community Center.
my kids went there a
Yeah,
long
we
time
love.
ago.
Yeah, we love it. We love it there. I mean, they're doing everything they can to be safe. And so I understand it's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. So,
Yeah, right, right. So that's
Yep.
difficult. Yeah. I remember those days.
yes. So if I have to fade off of video, I am still here, but I have a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old that are home with me. So,
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, right.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I'll be here.
Yep.
I'm here.
yeah. Do remember those days, so.
Yeah.
It's been hard time for people with kids.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
And
so.
especially with them being so young.
Right, right.
Okay.
My husband's retired, but he was in early childhood education at Eastern
Mhm.
and worked a lot with the center there. So very
nice.
aware of 3-year-olds.
Yes. Okay.
Let's see.
You know, we're gonna have her sit here and I'll go like that, look down here. Go ahead, sit right there, so you have camera.
We just want to get a camera.
Yeah, wanted to make sure you're on camera. Looks like it's the same. It's a different font.
You need minutes?
Well, I have them electronically.
I have one spare copy, so there's another one. No, this was a quite all rented.
You'll take coins. will you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just quarters.
Yes, right. Yep, thank you.
Quarters. Yeah, there right now. Okay, I guess we can call a meeting to order.
Yeah.
Kevin, can you figure out the law here? I know we have a forum. For your minutes. Kevin, can you hear me?
It's a little bit difficult, but I hear you.
Okay. You have the roster. You can't quite see all of them.
I can't see everybody, but I have, how about if you all could just read out the names quickly for me, that would be wonderful.
Sylvie Villalobos,
Yep,
Martina Wilson,
thank you.
Mary Ricardo representing Temple Hill Village.
Okay, can you say that again, please?
Yeah, Mary Ricardo.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
To you.
Mhm.
Dave Stevens,
Okay, is that everybody?
That's here.
Pat, okay, perfect.
Yeah. Sarah will not make it today.
Okay. All set. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Have we had long enough to look over the minutes? Make a motion to accept. For a second? I'll second. Correct.
Okay,
All those in favor, say aye or raise your hand or something.
bye.
right.
The motion carries.
The correction is your date. She has it as 2021 to 2024.
Oh, okay.
So there's a correction of John's term, it's 2024.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
So I think many eyes and many brains.
While we're waiting for Pat to get back, several of you are new to in-person in the building. There's a check-in center with the community board. And we would appreciate it very much if you would check in. It logs your presence and the uses of the building. Will help justify the existence of the senior center as well as the outreach of the staff. If you don't have a card, you can get one. Just ask at the registration desk. If you don't belong, you can join. If you don't belong, you can join. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. But no matter what, you're not going to belong with us. Oh. So I guess I gotta join them.
All of you for not.
How is the meeting designated on the screen?
It's commission of aging.
I didn't see that.
There's a big.
Your
It
tech-
was
tech
there. I
guy.
didn't know it was there. It's there. It's there.
I didn't see
They're on
it.
the front page, second one down.
You can do that. But
Just a-
You can do it on the way out.
I have to.
So did you sign up as a guest?
Yeah.
Okay. It counts as a.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes, I was here.
Well, why don't we jump to you, Willa? You have any?
Oh, okay. Well, I had a meeting with the head of WRTD on the bus stop. First of all, I found out that the old administration that they had, that the town went to them and said, we'll move the bus stop for you. We will use town personnel, town equipment. All you have to do is pay for the ingredients, the cement, and so on and so forth, the wood, and everything else, right? Their answer was, yeah, okay, but you gotta get 3 bids for the rocks, 3 bids for the cement, 3 bids for the board, 3 bids for this, 3 bids for that. So I don't have to tell you what the town told them. So that's why we don't have a bus stop. And I made that clear to her that day, that this is the reason we don't have a bus stop. Because of you. Okay. So when I went over to talk to John Carrington, he's the one who gave you all the information. We looked at the system and we noticed the crosswalk going across the street. There's a little blank spot over there in the corner. So I said to her, I said, hey, the bus goes up to Juniper Hill, picks up people here, goes up to Juniper Hill, picks up people here, and goes right by this place. So why don't we put a bus stop right there? So they did. So anyway, this is the letter that I got from them. And it says, on the 17th, effective immediately, the 4C stores Programmatic Group will be adding additional stock at the Mansfield Senior Center after Juniper Hill. This will allow any resident an additional opportunity to transportation from the senior center back and forth. So we got something. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
And as far as the bus stop itself is concerned, Linda, who was the head of WRTD, she told me that they put in for some of those infrastructure funds that's going on. So hopefully in the spring something will happen. But if I don't say anything happen, I'll make sure that she gets it done.
They are stopping.
Huh?
They are stopping. I've seen the buses stopping
Where?
in front of the door. It just parks parallel building.
Where?
Here.
I've seen it. The bus has stopped.
You mean that bus stop that's out there? The one.
They stopped in front of our door. I've seen it happen a couple of times.
You must be talking about WRTV, the dial.
Maybe
Yeah, and you're not on the bus because the bus is 40 foot long.
I'm sorry, it's a smaller bus.
Oh, yeah, it's probably the dial. Okay, that's basically what's happening.
Madam Chair, I just have a question. So you are representative to WRTD. Is that also include Dial-A-Ride?
Yes, WRTV has dial ride, the bus route, the transit routes, and the ADA routes. Okay, that's all encompassed into one.
Okay.
So if you have any ADA concerns or dial ride concerns or bus concerns.
Is there somewhere online where you can get the protocol of what your services are?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just www.wrtd.org. Give you the whole shebang.
Because I had a senior call and they were going to dialysis and so they were dropped off at dialysis fine. But the treatment went until after 7. So the person, the driver came, saw that the treatment was going to go be extended, took the other person on dial-a-ride home, came back to the dialysis center, and when that person wasn't ready to leave because the dialysis center would not release them, the driver went home. And if that was a senior who didn't have someone to pick them up at 7:30, they would have had to take a taxi. And I said, did you have money for a taxi? And they were like, so it's, I don't like to complain, but that was just.
No,
And that is the challenge, because they have specific hours.
That's what I
Yeah,
wanted
they
to
do.
know.
Yeah, they do.
That they
have-
can't.
Yeah, they do have
go beyond.
specific hours, so. It's just fate, I guess.
All right.
Right.
So
They
first I
should
need to
have a
find out what
backup
the hours
plan.
are. I would think they would have a backup plan, but apparently,
Well, Dial-A-Ride doesn't have a backup plan, the person wouldn't have a backup.
oh, okay.
That's what I would suggest too.
Well,
Yeah.
first I'll start with the hours.
Just in
I'll go
case
on
I would
that.
have the person who's doing this have something in a, on that. And in case, just in case something like this happens again, whether she gets a taxi or Uber or Lyft or one of them, I guess.
But I just wanted.
That is, that is the
But
challenge.
I wanted to find out what the hours were, like.
Oh, it's right, it's right on the website. You can find out anything you want about WRT.
And actually, Will is the town's appointed, one of the town's 2 appointed members to the board. So he's actually on the board. The board of directors.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is, because to tell you the truth, the representatives from Mansfield and Willimantic Wyndham have the most power on that because they have the biggest portions of the route.
I told them that, if something happens, I will go to the town council and I will have that cut, your funds cut. I already told them that.
Right.
They don't like me down there.
But that's, you know,
Oh, yeah, I already told them that.
yeah, actually, when Matt Hart was the town manager, he actually had a board position too, so just to give you an idea.
So I don't care, anything you got, I don't care, anything that happened with Dial-A-Ride, I don't care what it is, how small it is, or anything else. You let me know, and I'll get on there and I'll find out what happened and why.
Right.
Okay, and then we can get answered. And we put them on notice that, hey, don't try pulling anything,
Right.
in Mansfield, because you're gonna be taken back.
And it also the public transportation system, because I know we talked about the covered bus stop and the fact that people put
Oh,
in.
you weren't here when I.
No,
Oh,
I'm sorry. I got a
okay.
phone call.
After I found out what was going on with the bus stop,
Yes.
I went right over to see John Carrington.
Yeah,
Him and I had a nice talk, told me what
Right.
happened, why the bus stop wasn't there, because WRTD wanted free bids on everything that was in
Right.
there. Linda knows this. I went right up there and I had a meeting with her and I told her, I said, the reason the bus stop is
It's not the town, it's WRTD.
Okay, so I said, so, you know, you almost got a free bus stop, but now
Right,
you're gonna have to pay.
yes.
So she told me that they're gonna use some of the infrastructure funds, I guess, that's
Okay.
going on, so I
Right.
guess we gotta give them till spring, I can't, you know. it's-
Because, you know, seniors use all the different forms. They use
Yeah.
the ADA transportation. They use the dial-a-ride
Yep.
and they use the public transportation system. So,
You know about the bus stop, okay,
yes,
Yeah.
thank, that
Yeah.
was great as
okay,
well.
so,
Because that was another question, you know, as well, especially for people of Virginia, for Hill having to ride the bus all around.
yeah, so we got that straight out.
Good. Good.
Can I say something? Because I use that, I use Battle Ride, and I use the city bus. The other day, I got on the city bus, so I wanted to go to Walmart. Well, I got the 8:30 bus, I live up here in Silver Hill,
Yep,
and then I went down to the mall. Well, there is a bus stop between the two lights, so
yep,
we had to sit there, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. And then I usually get the 5 minutes to 9 bus to go right to Walmart.
Yep.
We missed that one, so I got the 9:15 bus. We go all over Willimantic twice,
yes.
so I was on that bus almost like an hour and a half. So that's a good part of the morning, just riding around.
Yeah,
That's,
So I'm not doing that again.
right.
no, that's-
So I was supposed to take Battle Ride last week, and they messed up that ride, so I didn't get that ride.
what do you mean?
Well, I told when I called them 2 weeks prior to schedule that date,
Okay,
I said December 7th. They had me down for December 2nd. So I couldn't get December 7th because you have to give them 2 weeks notice. So they messed that up, so I gotta call them again to schedule another day, another 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
And another time, I was on Dollar Ride. I was at Mansfield Family Practice. Now, I'm right here. They're at the Four Corners. Instead of bringing me home, which take maybe 3 minutes, I end up staying on the van almost another hour because they had to go on the other side of the north window to let off 2 people. So why am I sitting on that van for another hour when I live right here? You're in stores, all you gotta do is drive down the road, drop me off, then go out the north window.
the only thing I can think of is they went down 32,
Pardon?
you went down 32.
No, they went down 195, all the way out to north window. No, over the
Well, that
bridge.
shouldn't, that shouldn't. that
No.
shouldn't have-
I should not have been on that one.
I was gonna say, my guess is it's because it's an electronic reading system.
Well, I get that, but if I'm
But you're
right down
right.
the road,
Yeah, no, I hear what you're
you
saying.
know,
Yeah,
It's
no, I
ridiculous.
understand, yeah, no, you shouldn't have. No.
and what you were saying earlier, I've been late for doctor's appointments
Yeah.
without a right. You know, I don't need to walk to on the other side of Mansfield. All you gotta do is take me to Wyndham Hospital, which from here is about 15 minutes, drop me off, then go to Coventry, then go to Mansfield. Why am I on that route, waiting for people to get out of work? My appointment's at 2:45. We're sitting there at 2:30. So I was a half an hour late getting to my appointment. They've done that to me more than once.
Yep.
And so you can't do that. I don't mind being a little late for Walmart or the mall, but not a doctor's appointment.
Or early is better.
Yeah, I don't mind early, that's fine. You know, but it's not fair to patients, not fair to the doctor, it's not fair to me.
Well, they got a booklet on that already, it tells you everything that goes on.
Mhm.
Maybe you gotta pick that up and read it so that you understand what they do. They have a protocol that they have to go by too.
Mhm, right.
One of the things they're gonna tell you is, you know, they're not a taxi.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
So,
I heard that, yeah.
you know, they have a protocol, things that they have to do.
Mhm.
But read that book, if you have any questions, just write them to me, give them to me, give them to Martina, she give them to me, whatever.
Where do I get that? book?
Where did you get the book?
Where do you get the
Oh,
ball?
geez, right, it's on the website.
Okay,
Everything you do with that, right, is on the website.
okay. Does that have any copies here?
So we probably do.
No, I don't.
I probably do, but we've been, you know, again, the town's been trying to with COVID do the paperless
Right.
stuff, so you can find fewer of those, but we may have some copies if you ask in the
Yeah.
office.
I know, we,
I will say it is the challenge with doing an electronic routing system, which is, anyway, I mean, for a massive bus, I mean, for a transportation is the way to go, but, you know, it takes the people, some of that that logic piece that you're talking about out of it, and it's in one of these programs, so.
I mean, I had where we went to Chaplin, this side Chaplin, the person decided you didn't want to ride. So here I am sitting on this end, another hour,
yeah,
and they didn't call in saying, we don't need you.
Right.
Well, that was a waste of time.
Sure.
I'm like, come on, really?
well, you're gonna run into that.
I know.
When you got a public transportation
I know.
system, you're gonna run into that. There's
Right,
nothing-
and
nothing
this
we
one
can do
covers
about
such a, you know, because we're more of a rural setting, it covers such a large
Oh, yeah,
distance
right,
too,
yeah.
you know,
Oh,
which
there's
is a
many
challenge
people
as
out
well.
there, definitely.
So, but
Oh,
yeah,
I
that
think,
is the challenge with a
I
rooted,
think things have definitely improved, myself.
They have,
Yes, definitely
yeah.
improved.
Oh, believe me, I'm grateful to have them.
right,
It's their scheduling,
Yeah.
need to
yeah.
iron that out a little better.
Well, has there been, or will there be anything in the works about reciprocal territory for people who live here but have medical appointments further west rather than east? I know a few years ago when the question came up, there was no reciprocation between the two territories.
No.
No,
There's
they're
still,
separate.
there's separate entities and they work differently.
That's
Unfortunately, no.
That's why we have our system, you know, our volunteer system here at the town is really not supposed to supplant, but to supplement what, you know, RTD does. So, with dial-a-ride, so, and it's really focused on medical transportation. So, and that's,
Is David able to take people to doctors?
yes,
That's. Yeah, I had spoken with him.
right.
Yeah.
But the ability, it's fairly limited. We prioritize people who need
Right.
accessible transportation for that program, and we utilize our volunteers for the others. Because we have a limited number of hours of paid staff for our transportation program.
Okay, Pat, while you have the floor, you want to give your report and.
And Sarah's out today. So, you know, we're heavy duty, well, from the senior center point of view. I think you probably know we did quite a few very large meals last time, veterans, and our Thanksgiving meal, which again, we got some catered stuff for the veterans that was served by individuals that day. And then for Thanksgiving, we made it ourselves, so this time fully. Yes, yes. So, so kudos to Sharon and the senior center staff for all of their work on that. It's an incredible amount of work to do that. I will say, you know, we are doing live meals here. It's still more popular for the drive-through. People are still less willing to come inside. We have done, we are doing a couple of hybrid meals, but we still have more people who prefer to drive through and pick up than to come inside. We are doing our holiday meal, but we can now only serve, we used to be able to serve 80 to 100 people in here. Now we can only serve 30 with COVID protocols. And so that is filled up. We have a waiting list and we have other people that are continuing to call. So we're really considering, you know, whether or not it makes better sense for us to do a always offer it, drive through or pick up, and then just allow if people want to come in. There's so much seating in here. Because we hate to be telling people no for those meals. So we can continue to do that. Transportation is picked up. We've got a few new volunteers for our transportation program. We have some really reliable, faithful volunteers. One sitting at the table here. So, and I just want to say, you know, how big of a difference that makes in people's lives, particularly when you're talking about transportation and the real challenges in the rural community with that. So we've been working on that. We have 2 support groups going on right now. We have a caregiver support group and a newly started bereavement support group, which was at the request of a couple of people. Something I know a lot of people have been dealing with is loss, and certainly COVID has complicated that a bit more. So we're happy to be able to offer that service. Our outreach social worker, Emil, has been doing that. We have, completed our work with people with the Choices program for your Medicare co-insurance plans. Janelle is trained in that. She's helped. We've done a couple of group sessions with senior resources as well. So helped quite a few people with that. Again, a number of activities happening over the next month. Feel free to pick up. We do have the newsletters here. If you're not on our mailing list or email list, we've been quite busy. We're very pleased to have the Yukon volunteers here helping us out too during the day. We have a variety of things, helping out the kitchen, helping out filling in for reception. Times when we don't have some of our regular reception volunteers here. And that's been really, really nice to see some younger faces in here as well. We're moving into winter mode with trips, which means what we're going to be, people hate to sign up and pay for trips when weather may be an issue. So most of our trips that we're planning will be, you can cancel that last minute. You don't have to pay ahead, or you pay the fee at the door when you go to the hotel. So that's kind of what our mode tends to be during the winter months. If anybody has an idea of somewhere where you'd like to go, still waiting for our van to come in. Like again, many other places that right now they're waiting for vehicles, parts and delivery. The supply chain is dramatically affected. So what we thought we were going to be able to get within 3 months has really, this was the last fiscal year that we ordered it, quite frankly. So we still don't have a delivery date, but we're anxiously awaiting our new van as well.
I have a question on that. Are we
Sure.
going to get hit with higher prices?
No, because we've already paid. We have a contracted amount that we've already.
That's good.
So we're not going to be hit by higher prices.
Because they say the prices of cars and everything is
Right.
skyrocketing.
We fortunately got it in before the price hike, but right before all the parts became difficult, because they work with the base of the van that they then have to convert. So there's a bunch of different pieces from all over that have to come together. And it was also around the time when the same federal government came over too. So it's, so we're in the hopper, but Dorothy checks on that pretty regularly. Couple things around here that are happening as far as the building is concerned. This dividable door here reached its life usage before I got. So it's we can't even, if it breaks, we can't even get the parts for it. So it's been kind of pushed out in the capital. We were waiting for it to break, but now I said, especially with the way things are with the parts and stuff, and with COVID, we need to have the ability to separate these two spaces, and so that's being ordered. So we'll be seeing that hopefully within the next few months, a brand new door. So let's see, is there anything else capital? Just more small projects with that. The sign for on the building is also on order, so we should be We have, and some signage so people understand which door is at the actual front door of the senior center, which, so those are on order, along with some other signs in the town, and we should be seeing that soon as well. Personnel, we're fully staffed, which is great. Just good to be able to report that probably for the last, Janelle was the last staff member at it, so we've been at full staff since she started, and that's been just about a year now. So, which is great. She's been, I think, in October. And we're starting budget talks. So that we're headed there. As far as your agency grants are concerned, I want to let you know that there's two different processes. I know I've talked to Nancy a little bit about this. One is the application should be going out probably sometime this week for our regular agency grants.
Okay,
And then waiting for the council to make some decisions about the American Recovery Program agency grants. So they're two
okay,
people are getting a little confused about it.
okay,
American Recovery grants will be more like one-shot deal, and they will be probably very program specific. So capital costs, you know what I mean, kind of one-shot deal type of
Right.
costs, probably what they're going to be looking at for that, and where you have to say exactly what the deliverables. are
okay,
going to be.
right. That makes
So-
sense, yeah.
So I'll, that information as it develops through the council. And Will knows those are probably going to be filtered through our department and the Human Service Advisory Committee for some recommendations. The council will make the final call on those. So,
Right.
So keep your eyes. Does everybody know what the American Recovery Program, what I'm talking about? Okay, so that's around the corner as well. The social service side, we just finished the renters rebate program. I think we had 124 applications this year. We're in the middle of the holiday program over there right now. We're working on, the town got $500,000 in CBDG funds, and one of the programs that funds a food program, and we have all kinds of, we have about 30 households on it now, and it's all different kinds of households. It's everything from senior households to family households to individuals. So that's a great program. But we're looking at potentially expanding it. It really will only last for another year, though. The funds either have to be spent or turned back in by the end of next December. So that's something we're working on with the planning department. So if you know anybody who has questions, basically the qualifications are higher than, if the income qualifications are higher than some other programs. And what you need to do is prove that you were affected by COVID. As far as food scarcity, I'll be honest with you, everybody has been, because the prices have gone up. It's harder to get it. There's fewer things on the shelf. Many people have to look at delivery now, which is expensive. So it's not that hard to qualify people. So if you know anybody who would be interested, Janelle can help with applications over here, or you could see Dorothy or Kathy Ann on the social service side. But they are looking to expand that as well. So, and certainly we would like to expand it in Mansfield as much as we possibly can before, we open it up to other towns in the region, which we may need to do because we need to serve 100 households. So keep that in mind if you know of anybody. It's a great program. So, and it's called Helping Hands. So,
Is there an age limit?
no,
Because we have younger folks up there too.
absolutely they would be eligible. It's not, it's just if your household was affected by, COVID, negatively financially. And like I said, I don't know of a household unless you're somehow profiting from COVID, that hasn't. I mean, I know what my grocery bill has done. So, and that also, you've got oil prices going, you've got so much going on right now. And as well as it's not only expenses, but other things are higher as well. So if you're interested in that program, I would say most people who live in any type of low to moderate income housing should qualify for the program.
Because I was thinking we have two social workers, Lori
Right.
and Heather,
Right,
they can
Right.
tap into that.
right. And Jolene is meeting with them. When she meeting with them.
Oh, okay.
But it's still, even before that, because we have, I think, a couple people already up there on the program, and those applications are available online, I believe, as well. And anybody in my office can assist you. And the social workers up there can assist you as well, so. Okay, all right.
Are they, excuse me, Pat, are they on the Human Services website or you said the applications are online?
Town website, I'll go on now and look, right, you know what, Nancy, I will send you the link.
That would be great. Thank you.
Right?
I would
And
appreciate that.
just because your agency services this area.
Right.
It's on the agenda tonight for the council to talk about the possibility of expanding it outside to other regional areas.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Not sure if we could expand it to Wyndham Willimantic because they're an entitlement community and already have funds.
Right.
Chaplin, Ashford, Coventry, Wellington.
Yes.
It should be open to those towns at least. And, in fairness to those communities, they don't tend to have the infrastructure to apply for those kind of funds.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No, I know. Right.
To offer that to some of those towns where they don't get that chance as well. So.
Right.
We definitely, our first purpose is to serve the Mansfield.
Right. No, that would be great to send me the link. That would be wonderful. Yeah.
I will send you a link to that. Anything else or anything else you want me to get back to Sarah with? She'll be back in the office tomorrow. Oh, the other thing is that they're doing the Citizens Academy here in town. We're on this month, so this Thursday, the group will be here at the senior center and learning about human services.
Question? Okay. When we're down to housing representatives,
Yeah, well, construction continues. We're on the last road. I can sit in my chair and look out and see nothing but steam shovels. Men running all around. They got 5 more to go, and that'll be the end of the road work. Then they got to go. We're slowly seeing the end of this. We had our Christmas party Saturday night. What we did is we could, like you, I mean, we were limited to the amount of seats that we had, so we decided to do in 2 sessions. We had a session from 12 to 3, and then the other one was from 5 to 8. So we managed to get everybody. Okay. Outside of that, life goes on. Okay. Martina?
Linda from Glen Ridge and I are working on some kind of poster to have some better wow factor to try and get people to Glen Ridge. There have been new people, all these sold. So maybe some of the new people are one of the people who want to be on the commission. But you missed that.
Okay, Mary, would you introduce yourself?
Sure, absolutely. My name is Mary Attardo, and Oh, okay. Hi, Nancy.
Hi there, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
You
Thank
got a
you.
book, you have a good loud voice for this kind of hybrid thing.
I'm glad, because I go, where are these things?
Yeah, right.
Right. Okay, thank you, John. Yes, my name's Marian Tardo, and I live in Jumper Hill Village. I've been there, believe it or not, 34 years.
Wow.
A few more. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I volunteer my time up there with our program director, Eileen. You know, any activities that she has that I can help with. I've been to college, associate's degree in early childhood education. I landed a job at the before and after school program here in Mansfield. I worked as a teacher assistant, 95, 97 at Annie Layton. Then I went over to Southeast for 13 more years as one of the head teachers. And unfortunately, I got laid off in 2010. Me and another teacher. 2 years later, I tried to get that job back. They gave it to someone else. So I'm like, okay. I volunteer my time at my church, which is great doing that. I belong to a group called DNET, Disabilities Network of Eastern Connecticut. For many years, I was served on the board. I helped with different issues, people with disabilities, accessibility, getting people mainstream out in the community. We got a bus for the town of Norwich with a lift so people can get to the grocery store, you know, whatever. We did various different things for people out in the community. So that's a little bit about me. Oh, there you are. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, what's going on up there where I live is I think you know, we have a residents group meeting. We meet on the fourth Tuesday of every month. Lori and Heather are our social workers. Charlie left for another job, which was great having him, but now Heather's there on Wednesday and Lori, I forget her schedule, but he's up there too. Let's see. We do food share, you know, which is great that we come down here. Anybody who wants to be part of that. Lori puts out a flyer every month, just giving us update on different things that are going out in the community. Social Security and cost of living. We're all gonna, you know, we're gonna get that starting next month. She's put out a notice for energy assistance. Anybody who wants to apply for that. Let's see, and we started, I think it's until the 17th or 20th of this month. We're collecting food items for the pantry here in Mansfield, so that's been great. People have been donating quite a bit to that. The basement where we live, I should say, we had a lot of equipment for the senior center because of COVID. So finally, they cleared all that out. I don't know if they cleaned out their basement, if they have one, or built another shack or whatever you want to call it, to store their stuff. But we got our basement back, so we're able to utilize that again, because we have a pool table down there, you know, sitting area, so we can get down there and, you know, socialize. Let's see.
No, it was a convalescent home.
Oh,
Yeah, Mansfield
oh,
Rehab.
yes, the rehab center.
Yeah, rehab, yeah.
I saw you.
What are you storing all day?
Yeah. No, not here. We have a program which I think is great. They have a breakfast program, so we can come 7:30 to 9:30. You know, we're 4 at a table, so we can do breakfast if we choose to. We have a lunch program. Again, if you sign up, you can come down, or they can deliver to your home, whichever you want to do. Unfortunately, we can't have visitors right now either. Like if I wanted to invite my brother or a friend, we can't do that yet. We can have Like I can have my phone in my apartment, they just can't come into the dining room. Let's see. Also, I'd like to talk to you further, is it Will?
Yeah.
Yeah, about Valerie, some more, so we can email each other or call each other. I like to know, like to work with them more on those issues. Because I've been having too many lately, so.
Yeah, just,
Yeah,
just give me a call.
I will. Okay, great. Right,
They're very independent.
yeah, yeah.
I
Okay,
think
great.
you're better off with the fact that they're
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, so that's a little bit about me and a little bit what's going on up there. So I thank you, everybody, for inviting me. It's great to be here.
I got a question.
Yes,
Did WRTD contact you about having an education program as far as your apps and stuff like that, that they would teach you how to do it?
Lori and Heather might know that. I haven't heard anything.
Have you heard anything?
No, you can find out.
Yeah, I can talk to Lori and Heather about
Because
that.
I was told that they were putting together, I know they're coming here to the senior center next month. But I was told that they, because that's like all we do, when I found out that the bus route thing didn't work for over a year, I got that fixed, and also I said, the best thing you do is you gotta get over there and show these people how to use these apps,
I
and
talked to
according to them, they were supposed to get, like, they would Lori's name,
Right,
so I was just want to make sure that, that you guys get the education that you need over there.
right. I spoke to Lori about that last week, as a matter of fact, when we can have guest speakers again, to have them come back. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I wouldn't call this a guest speaker, I would
Well.
call this a mandatory
Yeah.
schooling, is that what I would call this, you people over there know how this stuff works.
Mhm,
Yeah, I mean, they got some great apps, but,
mhm. Right. Yeah, we have a monitor in our sunroom,
Yeah.
out in the mailroom, but again, a lot of people don't know how to work that. Yeah,
Okay, well, at least you got it, I mean,
Right.
it's part of our education that you could put on up here, is to show the people how to use that, so
Right.
you get the bus schedule, and
Yeah,
where the
right.
bus goes and everything else.
right.
It's a good tool, it really is.
Mhm, no, I agree.
Okay,
When are they coming here?
14? Not sure,
Is it this week?
And that's.
no, it's January.
Oh, January. Okay.
Let me pull up the newsletter.
Yeah, I want a whole bunch of people here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll-
right.
All of them, yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, yes.
Just take one, add some more.
I got disconnected briefly. My internet went out, so I missed a little bit of the update for my report and notes, but I'm back on target now, just as an FYI.
Devin, you access the recording, right? To show in your notes?
It
Devin,
does say that it's recording, yes. I'm not sure how to access it though afterwards.
all right, if you speak with Dorothy Duval at, she can probably walk you through it.
Perfect. I'll get in touch with her then afterwards. Thank you.
I think it was in Sparks, I think.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Start this December start.
I think it was in the December.
I just went through it.
I'll check.
I mean, it was this. stuff you're looking
Yeah, it's not a lengthy thing. It's just-
at. Right, it's just.
Yeah, there's-
I think the fire stuff.
Yeah, get that out in your newsletter.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a meeting coming up. President,
or the fourth Tuesday.
yeah.
Yeah. I think so, next week.
I'm giving up on the connections. They want individuals. They don't want to. Don't advertise committees or anything. They don't want to do it. So I'm giving up on them. Sorry to say.
Try, yeah. Valid effort.
It's better than not doing it.
December.
Okay.
Come down to B on the new business, and I guess the first two items should be on the whole business anyway. But we were sent an email with the link to the article, home modifications for seniors aging in place safely. And asked to consider whether we would put that in our website.
Right, and that's actually, they're looking for it to go in the town website, which is different from. So, and that's vetted a little differently, so.
Okay, I had the impression they were asking us to put it on the Commission on Aging page, where we have the active fingertips. We're gonna follow
Oh,
that.
yeah, okay, I mean, I think they blanketly sent it out to a lot of places.
Right.
Okay.
The other possibility would be put it in the active fingertips
Put it right in there, yeah.
or both.
Yep.
So, what's your pleasure?
How many, do we know how many people access that? Are using that? Is there any way we
have
can?
a way to track it on that page.
Right, I think we track traffic on the whole web page, but I'm not sure that we do track the traffic on each sub page.
Putting on both, I mean, the more it's out there, the more have access. If you go to our website, town website, see, I think you can't afford. That's my-
Main page is easy. Yeah, the fingertips isn't that hard, but if you get two people to find out where it should go and look down and propose the header for that.
That's something Sarah also do.
Yeah, you could ask Sarah. She's probably with, yeah.
Okay, well, somebody- Okay. We've been working on a report to the town council. What I passed out is a rough draft. We had two groups working on pieces of it. So we have a group consisting of Shirley and Martina and myself working on housing piece. And another group consisting of Will and I with support from Sarah, working on the senior center piece. It's been the whole committee that's been working at the aging in place aspect and overall tone of things. There's one little bit that I had that is a finite answerable thing. What should be the timing of this report? We can put it, submit it to the council anytime it's ready or after. My initial thought was towards the year end, but that's obviously not happening.
And
When would the town council be most receptive to be willing to read a report? That
So Mike, what I would suggest you is two things. Yeah, budget is gonna start like ramping up big time, and that will be a big part. The, although certainly not everything. So it's easier after April to get on. And I would do it and say the commission on aging wants to come in, because you're supposed to, I think by the charge, you're supposed to report annually anyway. So you can request to be put on the agenda, go through the report, and then, address any of the concerns or issues. The reason for going for it early, if you're considering, is if you have anything that has budget implications for this next fiscal year. That's what I would say. Any of the items that you're talking about, and again, it doesn't have to be presented that way, but I would need to know it so that I can form, whether it's capital, staffing, anything like that, that I would have to, know to place in my budget as I submit it. As service improvements or capital. requests. So, I mean, a new building is something that goes. That's what I'm saying. A piece of equipment in the center or some renovation that you were thinking are important, and certainly if you wanted to up staff or do something different. If that was what you were recommending. So that I would need to. So, but other than that, you would certainly make it a little more rich and do it, once we move out of budget season, which would be the beginning of April.
Okay.
I have a question. How many years have we tried to get a new center housing? How many years?
It precedes me, so I can't even tell you.
It just seems like we've just been
Well,
years.
I can tell you that in 2007 or 5, when they had the 2020 initiative.
Right.
That's the first time that I know that myself, Carol Phillips, and Tim Quinn brought up the senior center.
Right.
So that's how long.
I mean, it was in the last facility study as one of the priority places to address. At some point they do have to figure out what they're going to do, because this building, although, I mean, there's some nice things, the location's great, it's on a transportation line. It's landlocked with some poorly designed building, that has lots of design flaws in it. And so every time anything big comes up, you can say, do you even replacing this, do you
Right.
spend the money to replace it, or do you, So, there's certain things that would make no sense at all, like to totally redo the HVAC system would not make, because you're talking about major cost. And if the town's
They'll
vision
pay
is
that.
for the, is the center not to be here. Or fix some of the, some of the stuff that, just crazy stuff. I don't know why they made decisions when they built it, but the way the addition is, was added on. Like, so I have to go outside or walk through programs, when you're
It just seems they
So-
discourage seniors in this town.
right.
They're
But
pushing us
but-
out.
I will say right now, they're doing a programmatic based study to complement the structural study, they did, the last structural facility study. So that's going on right now. So, I'm assuming, I know that Commissioner mentioned, just like they did with that study, will have opportunities to get its,
Yeah.
its thoughts out there. I mean,
It was good that we had that we had the input into that.
Right.
The second study,
right.
they really got an earful.
Right, and
Yes.
then that's not why this was one of the buildings that, from a long-term point of view, they know the building itself. But they don't know, they didn't, other than this building doesn't work long-term. They didn't make any decisions beyond that, like, because there are some challenges trying to figure out where in town, where in town would it work, And, particularly with the transportation limitations, we're in kind of a naturally recurring retirement community here, in the sense that we have senior housing and different things right around here. So like I said, the location itself is good, so location in this area would not be bad.
Well, just,
But-
just to augment that, I had a long talk with John Carrington about it. And he says, he said, well, where would you put it? I said, right where it is. He said, what do you mean? Where do you want it? So I told him, you want to develop here, you got great village here, everything is here. You've got everything that you need is right here. That land belongs to the housing authority, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to give it to us. And we can make parking and everything
I
else.
wouldn't go that far.
I'll make them do it to us.
So, but I mean, like I said, then they need to look for opportunities and kind of their overall plan, how that might work. But it, there are definite limitations in this building. I mean, it is definitely in much better shape than it was when I first started here 9 years ago. I haven't invested in anything in it forever. They've done a lot over the last 9 years, but how much do you get into a building that you're not gonna use long term? So,
That's one of the things I like to see, not from lower ground.
right. Right, so that is something for the commission to take a look at. What would you see, or do you see, or what would you envision would be important? It could be something different for a building down the line. So.
And I need to excuse myself, that could be immediately 11:30.
Thank you, David.
So-
All right, you too.
So I think, like I said, when they go through and they look at it programmatically, they take a look at what are your building needs now, and what will your buildings need to be in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line. And that's kind of what they're doing. And then taking a look at like the building stuff that the town has, the land that the town has. And, and they're looking at that as basically for all the town buildings, with the exception of school. Schools, that's different animal. They will be looking at what to do with the preschools that are just being said.
Or maybe in the planning for taking.
Well, the challenge with that is none of them are on a bus line, and some of them are in real income locations. 2 of them is very.
So they're gonna give us a problematic building. for a senior
Well, no, I said they're going, what they're looking at in that is, what are the uses, and does it make sense for the town to sell those properties? Or trade those properties and get better, you know what I mean? Like, there's different things that you can do
center. Okay,
with land that you own.
yeah, that's.
So, or you take it, demolish it, build new, or if there's transportation issues, how do you resolve the transportation issues?
Let's see what they do.
Right, yeah, so we shall see.
And wait.
As usual.
Well,
Anyway, just a lot of.
No, or at least figure it, give your input.
Anyway, just for your information, WRTD will be here on the 12th at 2 o'clock. 12th of January.
Oh, that's the 12th of January, that's what it was in December.
No, 12th of January.
So anybody can come, you have
Yes.
to call,
Absolutely, I want everybody here.
you don't have to call.
Bring
No,
you can just
the whole thing
Yeah,
down.
we'll announce that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Great.
Right,
yeah,
it would be good to bring a lot of people.
bring everybody.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, great.
That being said, we need transportation for some people.
Well, then talk to Sarah about that.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely talk to Sarah about that.
Okay, I found the 2020 census website. And they have tools to extract interesting data.
But they're hard to use. Were you able to actually extract the data?
Okay, that was my next point. It's not straightforward.
It
You
is
have
not.
to figure out everything is by track. And you have
Right.
to figure out what tracks include Mansfield.
Right.
And then you can query that and find out how many seniors were reported in there, which is a
Right.
figure we've been trying to get.
Yeah, I checked with Dan from the Democratic, and they were like, dissolved. The voters of Democrats, I figured we could get an inkling, but she said they dissolved. So we couldn't get any information from them.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very different than going in for other towns, because I've been able to very easily do it for other towns that I've worked in. I have a really hard time figuring out that data based because of the way they divide up Mansfield. It's just not, it's not cut and dry. And I don't even know, I don't know how planning is, it's figuring this, because I cannot figure it, I can't get a straight answer off the website.
It seems to me it would be close enough if we got a track or two that covered most of Mansfield and maybe a little other, or the other way around. At least we would have an unbiased figure.
Right. But you know, the track up by where the library is, has part of Willimantic.
Yeah.
So that's, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how you do it. Because of the way, it's weird the way they
One
divide it up.
95 is part of Mount Willimantic too.
I can see that, the library.
Well, not the library, but down by, yeah,
Down,
195, like down in that area,
Yeah.
the block, you know.
But I mean, it's
just
not
makes it
Willimantic. Why
really-
are they doing it as Willimantic?
I-
It's just not there.
Yeah, well, they're doing it because you can, part of it is then you access certain programs, like for example, in that area, because of the way it's, the catchment is sometimes you get funding for certain things for that specific area. Because the demographics might be such that there is a better mix of, you know, diversity there, better mix of low-income individuals, that kind of thing. So some of it has to do with funding, but it just makes it really tough for the average person to figure out how many people in age demographics are. Right. Well, I mean, I used to be able to see how many people had, you know, any type of ambulation issues, how many people had lived in single homes, how many people lived in apartments. I can divide it up by age, how many people lived alone, how many people lived with families. You can't really do it because of the way they did it this last time. It should be.
So did you get, no first you get,
I was working on trying to find out what blocks would cover Mansfield, and I think I would be willing to include some parts that weren't Mansfield and leave out some parts of Mansfield that were primarily covered in something else, but it would give us a good feel.
I wonder if it would be helpful to have Linda Painter come sometime and talk about, you know, the demographics in town, you know, what planning is doing as far as affordable housing.
What was that?
Linda Painter, she's the head of planning and development,
And spell the last name?
just like it sounds, Painter.
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 An artist. That's,
And, you know, so she can talk about, you know, because she's very involved in the affordable housing initiative. She's been very involved in any kind of talk about senior housing or age restricted housing. You know what I mean? So she's very knowledgeable, and she's also the person who's doing the CDBG thing. And she's doing the Mansfield Housing Trust, Affordable Housing Trust.
I looked at some of the affordable housing reports that they put out,
Right.
yes.
and I don't find anywhere in there where there's any mention the senior.
That's right, if you want.
Right.
Not specifically for,
Right.
not specifically seniors, but
Right.
seniors are counted in the affordable housing initiative. It's not specifically for seniors, it's for the whole community.
But it seems as a town effort,
Right.
they should at least consider seniors, and
They
Right.
never have, John.
Well, I think the challenge is right now, I'll be honest with you, so I've had a number of conversations with Linda, and this would be good for you guys to hear directly from her. But the developers that are coming in don't necessarily find that as the biggest sell,
We're not
the money makers.
We're not
That's what I could say.
Right.
The money makers, I'll be honest with you, are students.
Yeah.
Students, the students are the money makers.
So even though they'll say the housing that they're developing is senior friendly, it's not. The rooms are small, like if you look at it, it's basically set up more for. Because there are seniors who would love to live close to college. I mean, there's a lot of people here with like access to a lot of the things that UConn offers.
Yep.
With like maybe walkability, all of that. But the challenge is that's not how they're developing the housing. And I had said, these are the things you have to consider if you were really looking, at making this type of housing something that seniors or persons with disabilities or, you know what I mean, of just general members of the community want to live in the house again.
But that's how they
It's not
sold us.
what
on
they can
downtown.
sell for the most money, I'll be honest with you, that's
Yeah.
pretty much.
That's how they sold us on downtown. They said, oh, we're gonna have senior living in the back, we're gonna have portable living in the back and everything else, and then all of a sudden, it's all student.
Well, and two, so affordable isn't low income as well, that's
Right,
what I want to
right.
say. It takes a look at the average cost, the cost of rents in town and income. So what they call affordable in Mansfield is gonna be higher
Higher
price
Yeah,
than
it's
some other
right.
communities.
Right, moderate.
So it's not, yes, it's not low income. The best models have a mix. I'll be honest with you. So, everything kind of looks the same, but you have people of all different income levels, all different types of households
Yep.
together. But, that's just not what the developers are coming in for. And I'll be honest with you, I've tried to make contact with me, and just recently, in fact, tried to make contact with some, and they don't even return. So I don't know where they stand. They still own the property.
Who
Yeah.
invites our developers in to make a proposal to town?
So no, developers come in, they
They come in big.
they can say, "Hey, we're really encouraging this type of development, or, we want to do this. And that's what, that's what the plan of development does in Mansfield tomorrow, which is more, it's not just a plan of development, it's also more like a vision type. So it talks about affordable housing, it talks about housing procedures, it talks about a lot of that stuff in there. But the reality is, who they have coming forward with development proposals is not necessarily. I haven't seen anything come forward that's secret, what I would define. as secret. So, of course, I'm
You know, you're
much
gonna
more
have
picky.
identical open one over here down on the four corners. Exactly what you said, just like this.
And one is the one across the street, so.
That's gonna be more like a holding
That's-
full estate.
That's
bigger.
affordable housing.
Right.
Yes.
But it's the same thing, it's not low income, it's affordable
No.
housing, so, they usually
The
have a
housing
base
authority.
rent, you can make too little to be able to go in there, there's a bunch.
Yes.
So,
I think for the seniors in the town of Mansfield, the bottom line might be we have to think about aging in place and getting services for people to stay in their houses or apartments.
Right.
Because there's nothing's coming down the pipe for seniors.
I mean, myself personally, I want an age in place, but absolutely, I mean, I don't want to go to, some other place that's, familiarity where I'm living and blah, blah, so on and so forth, it's,
I was gonna say, and there's
you know,
two different terms, one is aging in place, which means you stay in the house that you're in. make modification or your apartment or whatever. The other is aging in community. And that means there's multiple levels of options when where you live doesn't work.
We don't have that.
No, we don't
Right.
have it, no.
So it's really, you know what I'm saying? It's two different things. So if you want a place that's a good place to age in community, you have to have different levels of types of housing choices. So that when someone can no longer take care of a big house with stairs or afford it with a yard, you know, that there is somewhere else they could move that's all on one floor, that's smaller, that's accessible, you know what I mean? That they can then age in community. And
Yes.
there may be several different types of places. You know, another thing about aging in community is, you know, I don't think you've heard of like the whole granny pods, which I think that term,
Yeah.
but, you know, being open and allowing people to have some type of a unit or apartment or whatever off of a family member. The challenge here in Mansfield is what's to say that someone might not say that's what they're doing, but have a student with it,
Right.
you know, and so it's complicated. But anyway, I'm more about, I love services allow people to age in place, but I'm also really big about aging in the community and having options for people other than students to, you know, stay in their community, whether that's affordability, because for some people, you know, they grow up in the town and then they can't afford to live there because everything's too expensive. You know, or it's, I can't find the type of housing that I can afford.
Or have good insurance.
We really have a problem because the income level for Driftwood Village, the max is $55,200 some odd
Right.
dollars. If you make over that and you're a senior who is in need of services,
You
there
can't,
is no place to go.
right,
The next level of housing, what's it, 236 or something,
right.
is out in Torrington or some other town
Yeah,
where people don't want to move to it. I've
Right.
spoken to a few people who said, I don't want to leave Mansfield.
Right.
But the house I'm renting is untenable. It's
Right.
getting weird. There's
Right.
no place to go.
and
And the state,
over next door here, which is you know, it's the state senior housing. So
Right,
there's a base rent.
right.
So we have people that can't afford base rent, even if it's more affordable than where they're living.
Yes.
They can't get in there because they'll tell them, you know, by their formula.
Yeah.
That they can't afford to live there. So even if, let's say someone's paying, you know, $800 for an apartment out here and they make $1,200 a month. So they could be told over here, that's a high figure. Let's say they're making, you know, $890 a month. They could be told over here, you know, $400 is more than 50% of your income, so you can't qualify. So it's, you know, it's like, how do you not qualify for what was really supposed to be low-income housing? It's true, you can't, because it's affordable. And that's what Olinco Estates is, and I believe that's the type of housing that would be across the street, what they call affordable.
But with Olinco Estates, a lot of the people who live there are graduate students,
Yes.
postgraduate students with children.
Yes,
Still, the people from this town
right,
don't have access.
right, right. Oh, I totally get that.
I know, I know it's very
I-
good, but, you know, what about the rest of the people? in this town?
We've never really been a part of the big picture here.
question on that?
Well, anyway, but they don't really want you to go, because I'll be honest, on a tax basis,
Right.
you need to keep your seniors and adult
That's what I
households
said.
here in town. You know, people with kids are expensive, but they also offer a vibrancy and they keep the property values up usually too. So like you need all age groups, but, you know, so if you become one or the other, you know, it's kind of a little bit of a lopsided community. So,
It should be an issue.
right, but, you know, again, so I think it would be good to have Linda here. Yeah, and she's very knowledgeable.
She is.
Yeah, she's great.
We've had her here a couple of times. Yes.
Very.
Yeah.
Is there any next meeting?
I said, our project. If Linda is willing to come, what specific topic would you like her to deal with?
If they are addressing anything for the problem of housing. Accessibility.
Housing for seniors, I think would be good. You know, what is plan of development to encourage,
If there's any,
yeah. You know,
because we are still paying taxes on this stuff. And I know we're paying a good amount of it. And we should be getting some results. Students just come and they leave. But someone else has to support the town until the summer when they're not there.
Okay, so are you in favor of inviting Linda for our
Oh, yeah.
January meeting?
Yeah, she can make it.
Okay. And next meeting, do we want to try the hybrid mode again? And if you want, can we meet remotely and if you want to meet in person?
That works for those that can't.
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with it.
Nancy, how did it work for you? Do you think this hybrid model works well?
Yeah, because I don't have to wear a mask, but you know, it was a little hard to hear sometimes because of your masks. So, but I mean, it worked out fine for me, you know, definitely. But you know, I can try. I just not ready yet because of the 6% positivity rate.
Yeah.
But
Yep,
but
I
it worked out.
agree. It was a little bit hard to hear. The voices are muffled. So I know I'm going to have to go back and listen to the recording and see if I can tease out some of what all of you all were saying because it was a little hard to hear. Otherwise, it seemed to work. For me, it is likely more convenient to do it virtually for myself.
Yeah.
We probably could speak up a little better.
Well,
And,
it's
and maybe
difficult
we
with
can
these.
talk to the IT to see if we can get a better microphone here as well.
That's
I mean, that might be a better answer as well.
Or even just sitting closer to the microphone might help.
Yeah,
It's just like our town council.
but then you lose some of the picture.
Right, so the microphone and the camera. are
Right.
together.
Right, the microphone and camera are tied together,
So
so.
we may be able to have a separate mic. In the middle
I
of the
gotta be honest
thing.
with you, I went to a meeting in Coventry, and then the Coventry, and they have this thing, I forget what it's called, but it rotates around when it picks up sound. So it moves, it's in the middle, and it moves the camera.
Yeah, every time you talk.
That's cool.
It's, but I don't know, I don't know, I mean, I'm sure that's a pretty expensive thing to invest in, I'm not sure that the town has that capability, but we can check. So, but yeah, getting a better mic probably, and it actually may be good for some of us that are having a little bit of a hard time hearing, because some people's voices are lower. Mine, people don't tend to complain they can't hear.
I wonder if you could find a facility that would rent something like that.
Right, well, like I said, I'm sure our IT is doing, because we're doing lots of, and I think hybrid is probably gonna continue for the foreseeable future. And, you know, some of it will just continue, because it's, for a lot of people, it's more convenient, they prefer the hybrid model. I mean, they prefer the virtual model.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, versus in-person meetings. So.
Well, everybody worries about masks, but my criteria is I wish we could get off.
I know, it is, I love.
Coffee, we need coffee.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
This is terrible sitting here for all this time and no coffee.
Right, that's what I said, yeah.
John, could you set up an ID?
We have more people asking us when we're opening our cafe, and it's like, because of the COVID restrictions, in order to be safe, you know,
Yeah,
it's, you know, I don't know when we'll be able to open that back up. And everything we do is more staff and time intensive than it used to be because of COVID. So even if the numbers are smaller, it's taking as much time, if not more, to do it.
Okay, so the January 10th meeting will be hybrid, and we'll work on trying to make it even better. Other things to come before the group? I guess we can't really pick anything that's not on the agenda. So do I have a motion to adjourn? Absolutely. Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Happy holidays and
happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody. Stay safe.
Nice meeting all of you.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you too.
That's fine. Oh, I know. Like I said,
Well, like I said, this is very rough draft, and we're looking for all the input we can get. They go so
When they're learning Spanish, it has Spanish translation. Without really like a look at it.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I have my homemaker. And so I gotta-
And so we just want to go.